Hey, Craig.
Yeah, Chris.
Do you like to use the cable, or do you like to stream it?
I like to stream it, stream it.
I like to stream it, stream it.
We like to stream it, stream it.
We like to stream it, stream
You
it.
didn't do the Wii.
I don't know what a Wii. I have a Nintendo Wii.
There's always a Wii.
There is always a Wii.
And never a Nintendo
The Royal Wii?
End of the day.
The Royal Wii.
Yeah, we should start the show.
I'm watching Netflix right now, Chris.
He's not. He's actually unlocking his phone.
I'm trying to unlock my phone so I can
Then
watch
he's gonna
Netflix.
watch Netflix.
That's right.
He's
Or
looking at his text from his wife saying,
iTunes.
Bring meatballs.
At least it wasn't a bag of meat, which is what I thought she said at first.
We don't use the cable.
No, I don't use the cable.
It has nothing to do with a bag of meat.
No.
Irrelevant.
If
That's
cable
behind
had
the
a bag
scenes stuff.
of meat, I might use it, but it doesn't.
Yeah, all monthly subscriptions include a bag of meat.
A bag of meat.
Do you even have the cable?
I do not have the cable. Chad, do you have the cable?
I do not have the cable. I do not have the satellite. I do not have the anything I would ever have to pay for.
I do not have it. Craig, I am. I do not have it.
I actually do, and it's more like that person you're afraid to kick out because you feel bad.
Oh, you have pity cable.
I have
Pity cable.
cable.
That's sad. That's sad and
Yeah.
depressing. Well, we talked about yesterday briefly the Roku box, Apple TV, and the smart TVs,
And
a lot
Chromecast.
and Chromecast, and a lot of the TVs now include smart TV technology.
Yeah.
Right? So let's talk a little bit about the differences between the two. We have
Can I get a briefer right here? What's smart TV technology?
smart TV technology is integrated technology for streaming internet-based content through your television without the need for a separate streaming box.
Sounds smart.
You know, I just made that up without a
That's
Wikipedia
really
search
accurate.
or nothing.
It's really good.
You're welcome, Chad.
Thank you, Chris. Craig?
Yes.
Right.
Chris?
I know these people. Exactly.
Chris? Craig? Chris?
Chris, Chad.
You
Chris.
keep screwing up like
Over,
this, and you're back
under.
to intern level, buddy.
Okay.
I got your coffee.
You're already on paid intern. Hey, so with the streaming media boxes, let's start with Apple TV, since we all have one. No, wait, let's start with Roku boxes, because we
Yes,
like the
yeah.
Apple TV.
I don't have any of them anymore. But
Okay,
I
now
used to
I'm
have
really confused. Chris, Roku box, go.
I've used at least one version of it.
Two, the Roku 2.
So, I don't remember which one.
Okay,
It was so-so.
okay. Define so.
For the TV that it was using, I initially started using Netflix through the Wii,
Did it have an HDMI port?
and I hated it. How is this a
through
good
the,
idea?
through the Wii,
Sucked.
dude. No.
So then I traded up to the Roku and used that, and it was like at the time it seemed better, but ultimately some things started to come out that I didn't really care for.
Okay.
Like the one that I have doesn't even support the profiles that they just rolled out for Netflix.
Ouch. The Roku 2.
Probably is what.
Okay,
it is.
I think
It's
that might
older.
be it. Okay,
I just did not.
just didn't like it. Okay, Chad, Roku,
Yes.
go.
So the Roku I had was the Angry Birds edition.
That's the one I had. That is the Roku 2.
Okay, I got this one for free. I hooked it up. I played a whole bunch of Angry Birds for like 2 or 3 days. And then I found out that I just didn't care for the content that was on the Roku. There's like all sorts of channels you can subscribe to and whatnot,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so I didn't really care for that, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna have I got my computer, I can already hook up to the TV and stream
That's true.
Amazon through that, so why do I need to have this Roku hooked up? So
Okay.
I don't like the content, so
Okay, so
Okay,
we're finding-
I think you're. Can I go?
Well, I'm just what we're finding is that Chad isn't nearly as lazy as we are.
Yeah. This guy will actually plug a cable into his computer physically to stream media.
Like with all that getting up.
yeah.
This man doesn't know about Chromecast or Apple TV,
Or Apple TV.
AirPlay. Okay, so can I go now? Roku box. I think the Roku box is fantastic.
Really?
Yes, I do. I think it's a great product. I think it's faster, more responsive in a lot of ways. But I agree with Chris that the interface is clunkier
Yeah.
than the alternative, which is Apple TV. But for $60, hard to beat.
Well, and if I might like add that little asterisk, I didn't realize I didn't like it till I got the Apple TV.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, okay, I can see you there. But the reason I like the Roku is because you have access. If you have Prime, you have access to Amazon Instant. And then you've got access to Netflix if you already have a Netflix account. You have access to Hulu. And you have access to all three of these services as well as like YouTube. Now YouTube's on there. And so you can basically, for $60, get all those services on your television through Wi-Fi or wired internet.
yeah.
So it basically turns your non-smart TV into a
Into
smart
smart
TV.
TV.
Yes.
Right? But it is clunky.
And I actually, if I'm staying in a hotel, I bring those a lot of times.
That's interesting. I mean, I never found
So-
the interface to be clunky. I thought it was fairly smooth.
Did you?
I mean, granted, I didn't use the Apple TV a whole
that's
lot,
that's the problem. Is that's Apple TV? Chris, go.
yeah.
Yeah, so then I traded up to the Apple TV when I heard from this guy. He showed me his, and I ran out and bought one right away.
$100.
it is expensive.
No monthly fees. That's not that expensive.
Well, I mean, a little bit. I mean, it's definitely more expensive than the
Roku,
At
yes.
least certain editions of it.
Yes, Roku 3 is about $100 right now.
And right from pulling it out of the box, I liked it better. Like, I like the remote better.
It is better.
Apple does things sexy. I mean, they really do.
There's one
They-
sexy little
they just-
remote.
They just know when they're doing product design. They know what they're
It
doing.
was that moment where you pull the remote out and you just go, ooh. Because it's kind of like that metal.
Mufasa.
But it has, yeah, exactly. It's got like a weight to it. It was good.
Oh yeah.
And then, but their interface to me was a lot smoother than
Yes.
Apple.
Yes.
Or than,
And it still
Roku.
is.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Still is in a lot of ways. The layout's better too on the channels. Like if
They're-
you use Netflix and things like that.
I have no doubt. I mean, they're the masters of UX. So
Yeah.
what do you expect? I mean, it's Apple, and you usually pay for it. Well, it sounds like you said Roku being $100, Apple being $100 at this point.
The only
Roku
downside
has some cheaper versions.
The downside, Roku goes down to $40 now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get Netflix and stuff. The biggest downside of Apple is that you're tied to the Apple ecosystem, though.
You are, but the thing was, the reason why I committed, and this is for anyone who's against the Apple stuff, I already had stuff.
Yeah, if you already have the iTunes stuff, Apple makes.
So
the
this
most
is a
sense.
good option. I was like, oh, good, I can use the content I've already bought.
But you can't
Sweet.
watch Amazon Instant on Apple.
No, but
you
at
can
that
only
time-
watch the channels that Apple says you are allowed to watch Netflix.
At the time I bought the other, I had no Amazon stuff,
Yeah.
but I did have iTunes stuff.
Yeah, and I had Amazon stuff. That was
'Cause-
probably the most difficult transition.
iTunes has been around for so long. I mean, I had stuff that I didn't realize was going to be relevant in that decision that I bought, 15 years ago?
Right.
Okay, so really this episode we've talked about Apple, Roku, whatever. But cable,
No.
cable, why not?
Money. I mean, if you every month you could buy a new Roku for the price if you're paying for the cheap cable.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Chris, you still have it.
True story. Tried to cancel some of it. Found out it'd actually be more expensive to cancel it than just to keep it.
Wow. It's probably 'cause you were part of that triple play program
Yes.
or something, and then when you buy each service independently, it's like 4 times as much.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not using this. I would like to save some money. And they said, well, we don't operate in saving money land.
Here's my philosophy on streaming media entertainment. I have an Apple TV and a Roku box, right? I use iTunes exclusively for buying all my movies and television shows.
Yeah.
I watch everything on Netflix and Amazon Instant for
Mhm.
Prime,
Mhm.
so I watch most of my content streaming free or for
Yeah.
$7 a month, right?
Right.
So I've got Netflix, I've got Hulu, and I've got Amazon Prime Instant. Between those three, tons of content.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing: those 3 services cost me $20 a month.
Mhm.
So I spend the other $40 a month that I would pay on cable buying movies and television shows
Sure.
and owning them a day after they're released on Apple TV.
Right. The only benefit I see at all for cable or any kind of premium service like that is the only things I would absolutely love to watch are things like Game of Thrones, HBO stuff, and
Which you can buy on Apple
Which you-
TV.
yeah.
but you
Yeah.
have to wait. But part of that whole thing is the culture that follows it, and being there the day it
The
released,
day
and
of,
getting, you know,
right. You have to wait one day.
Well,
on
do they
Apple.
make you wait?
You have to
Wait,
wait the next
Do
day.
they release it after it's
The day after it airs.
HBO
so like
has
at like
an app.
12:01 a.m.
I think it's Pacific, yeah.
Wow.
But you have to.
You can actually buy that full
I'm
episode.
totally going to start doing
Well,
that.
hold on, hold
That's
on.
what I- that's
All
what I
right,
do.
You're not thinking of HBO Go.
The HBO Go also,
They
they
have-
do streaming.
Well, yeah, but you have to be an HBO subscriber to have HBO
Yeah, you
Go,
do.
Sure.
which killed them. Like, I think there are so many people that would jump on the
Just
HBO
for
bandwagon if you would just say, "We'll serve you HBO for $20 a month on HBO Go."
Too many
You don't
con-
have to have
Too many contracts, I think they have with the television stations to get away with that.
probably.
Too many exclusive releases
Probably.
and all that junk. But that'll go away with time.
That's some hope.
So general consensus, the only other thing we haven't talked about, because we're all nerds, do you know what it is?
Nerdism.
What?
We are nerds.
What?
What?
Sports.
Oh.
That's the one thing you will not get through streaming media.
Well,
If you're
That's
trying
not true.
ESPN.com?
I have NHL Game Center.
Well,
on Apple
NHL,
TV.
okay, okay, not all sports. You don't have
That's true.
NFL.
Like, I guess if
Okay.
you're like a super sports guy.
Yeah, well, you won't have NFL. You probably won't have the majority of college football.
Yeah.
Because the ESPN app
See, I
only
don't care
streams
about
certain
that,
ones.
though.
I
So,
know we're
as a
nerds.
hockey
Here's the
fan,
thing.
But
as
if
a hockey
the
fan, I'm
viewers
taken care
are
of.
sports guys,
I'm not. Well, that's the thing. I'm not that big of a sports guy, but I enjoy watching sports. at a bar, which is where I do it and do it for free.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or
there
for
you
a
go.
few beers, and so that fills my sports.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it really depends, but they should know. If they're big, they're like, I'm going to go buy a Roku box to cancel my cable subscription, then they're not going to get to watch the
They're
game.
not
I think the only
Yeah.
thing not on Apple is NFL.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
wouldn't doubt
I'm
it,
pretty
yeah.
sure that's
So,
about
like the
right.
footballs.
Yeah, and the footballs are really.
baseball's on there?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and MLB has their own. No.
Wow, all right.
It's only a matter of time
Yeah.
before cable becomes horrendously irrelevant.
Are they still like? Do they still have blackouts?
Yeah, I think they kind of do.
Okay.
You mean talk
I'd
about
have to
commercials or what?
No,
No.
what it is if a game is playing where you should get off your ass and come pay and see it,
Right.
they won't broadcast the game.
Right. To your area. Yeah.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't answer
That's
that.
the reason I asked about the baseball. I
blackouts
was
are
like,
crap.
Yeah, they are. They are. Not that I care because I'm
Nerd.
not a
Well,
baseball guy.
a lot of times they'll black out Red Wing games if they're in Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
You do realize our
That's right.
viewers stopped watching this about a minute ago when we started talking about sports.
Actually, yeah. you're
As
right.
soon as I said sports, they all closed the window.
Well, that yeah. Sorry. Dump your cable.
Dump your cable.
Dump
And
your
Mindy,
cable.
stop eating his
If you
face.
can.
That's not nice.
Dump your cable.
I
Switch
like
to
Mindy.
streaming, whatever and however you want to stream it.
Oh, and smart TVs? It's all that crap, but in your TV.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's my
And
first
usually their
question.
interfaces are horrible.
Your
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't want to be locked out on TV.
Your very apt description is my first experience with smart TV.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, but you know exactly
It
what
sounds
they are.
good on paper, on Craig voice paper,
But no.
but no. Okay.
So dump the cable. Switch to streaming if you can.